dealing with the Father, I've came to that conclusion. I've came to that realization that His trials, the tribulations that you may go through, they're actually a blessing in the long run, because we are so attached to this world. We are so attached to this world and the ways of this world that more often than not we lose sight of His word and His promises, and it blinds us to the fact of us being those spiritual beings living in this physical world. It blinds us to that fact, because we're so focused on all the day-to-day, the bills, the stress of a job, or can't make ends meet, not enough money for this, not enough money for that. Notice how a lot of times, more often than not, our issues revolve around money. And it's very interesting to me that our Creator mentions that in that book, that the love of money is the root of all evil. Now, I don't know if that's the most accurate translation, because I don't do much Hebrew studying these days, but it makes a lot of sense to me, because money is, in essence, the currency of this world, where I have came to understand that this world and the world of the Father, two different worlds, two different kingdoms, with two different currencies. And the riches that you store in heaven are not the riches you store here on earth. So it's interesting to me that a lot of our issues revolve around money. Can the Father, the Creator of all, can He just give you, give me, give us lottery money? Just like, just enough money to do anything. Take care of them. Take care of your family. Take care of all your friends, people you care about. Invest in doing amazing things, doing awesome things with that money, putting that money to good use, right? All the right reasons, right? It's funny because I just recently, briefly, and I know the answer to this, I've heard it, I've not heard it, but the Father has shown it to me many times before. But He always reminds me, and how it's like, oh, Father, I don't know how I feel about like playing the lottery, for example. And I feel that I have enough faith, and I know that if I ask the Father for stuff, I know He'll give it to me when it's according to His riches and glory. That means that as long as I'm asking for heavenly things, He will grant them to me. And then I'm like, well, me asking to win the lottery, it's probably, the Father knows what I would do with that money if I was to win the lottery. I would help out everybody that I know, that I care about, I would set them, give them a head start, give them a boost, get them off of their worries and monetary worries and struggles, so to speak. And then this was the thought of praying to the Father about it. I guess I was meditating with the Father, but just thoughts. And in my thoughts, Father starts responding. And he tells me this: how will your children understand the value of work if you give them everything? How will they understand the value and of things, and the rewards that come from working hard, or and earning things, goals to attain in life? How will they ever know that if you give them everything? Because I know, I know how far the Father has brought me. I'm by no means monetarily man's richest wealthy in this world. By no means am I wealthy by the eyes of men, but the Father has blessed us so much, and I'm so grateful for the little bit that we do have. Extremely grateful. I take I am very, very grateful for everything that I don't take any of the blessings and the things that Father has allowed us to attain for granted. I don't take it for granted. But and I understand that, and even me understanding these concepts, even I would be prone to become complacent and a brat at my age if the Father was to give me whatever monetary worldly riches I can think of. So the Father answering my question without me even asking, just me formulating the thought of possibly, but it's kind of like how I talk to the Father a lot. Me and him, we just think, So that's kind of like the point I'm trying to make. There's certain things we worry about in this world that there's nothing in this world that surprises our Creator. Nothing. Nothing in this world. It surprises us because we are born into this world spiritually blind. And as we grow with our Creator, we get closer to our Creator, to our Father. We open our eyes more and more and more and more, to the point where you realize, that wasn't a big deal at all. And your worth, your self-worth starts to change. Your perception of what you are worth as a whole starts to change. Because a lot of people can quote a lot of biblical stuff. A lot of people can quote Bible. A lot of people have a good recollection of words in the Bible. But not everything that people can regurgitate of what they have retained in their memory do they fully comprehend about the Bible. That comes with revelation from the Spirit of the Creator Himself. So the closer you get to your Creator with a humble heart, the more He starts to show you, the more your eyes continue to open, and the more you realize your actual worth, because you start realizing that debt that you have don't mean shit in the eyes of the Eternal. That whatever issue, monetary related issue you have, here's a closer one, one that takes even more faith. Health. That health related issue you have, nothing doesn't define who you are and what you are worth. The Father just might be letting you go through that. Not might, He is. He lets you go through those things because He loves us enough to not leave us the same. And it's a beautiful thing, man. It's a beautiful thing. When He opens your eyes on something that you might have been frustrated for years, a struggle that you might have had for years, lack of understanding, lack of comprehension on a situation, when you finally give up, you give out, and you fully submit your heart, completely humble your heart at the feet of the Father, and He finally shows you this is the reason why. This is the reasons why I allowed, or I made this happen. I made this happen in your life. You know, I don't know if I'm expressing myself correctly, but this is the dealings of the Father. Father deals with us. It doesn't mean that we're better or worse than anybody else. I believe that all the people that He has called according to His name, He deals with them. When I was younger, I had a different perspective of life. You know, and you grow up being indoctrinated and programmed by society, the American dream, the perception of what prosperity is, and the Father shattered a lot. He shattered most of that early on, and it was painful. It was very painful. And let me tell you, man, like, you know, it's the Father. When all the cars break down, yeah, I had that happen. When all the cars break down and you feel like you're being limited, like you can't move, you can't do the things that you know you can do. It's almost as if like you're bound, you're tied up, and things start failing and things start like diminishing, but you still have a roof over your head and you still have food in your stomach. He never leaves you completely deserted. But there's a lesson in that pain. There's a lesson in that pain and that suffering, that frustration that eventually breaks you down and leads you into humility, into a humble heart. It tenderizes. It's like tenderizing the meat. Us tropical folks out in the islands and down south, there's this mallet with little spikes, and we use, folks use that a lot. And you can almost hear, when you were having steak because your mom or your grandma was in the kitchen pounding on that meat. Tenderizing the meat before seasoning it. And that's kind of how the dealings with the Father. He tenderizes that meat. Before he seasons it. Because who likes to eat hard meat? So, I don't know. It's just part of the program. It's part of the, how would I say program? It's part of our existence. Just the way he deals with us, because he loves us. And we may not understand that. A lot of times when we're in that place, that hard place, it's hard for us to see that for what it is. And when we have questions, you don't have to have all the answers right away, man. Matter of fact, he will keep the answers from you for a while, because the purpose of that process is not for you to have all the answers. The purpose of that process is for you to humble yourself and allow your Creator to be your Creator. And to know that He is your Creator. And He is powerful and He is able. He's trying to make you understand that you do not do it by your strength. That you haven't made it this far by your strength. He's trying to let you know that you have gotten this far through His strength. So, yeah. That's all I got to say about